So hopefully we don't disconnect because it's been happening a few games now. Um, Fingers crossed. It's a good perspective to watch as well, as you'll see me on Freddie. Freddie obviously is very good for dark maps as well, because he's obviously like quite a dark character. So pretty much what we're going to do, guys, with Freddie is we're going to be setting snares at the gen locations. So pretty much any survivor that runs over to these generators, we're going to get a rough idea. If you look to the bottom left too, there is a cooldown for our snares, and we can have about 5. We obviously have a survivor on this gen. Bit unfortunate that I missed that. Should have been a free hit. Alright, he's going to try and loop that, so we're just going to break the pallet right off the bat. And he's got a lot of distance, so there's no point us chasing him there. You're going to see that we have the teleport ability now. I'll use it in about a few seconds, and I'll show you what it'll do. We're going to put a trap at Killer Shack. Alright. So if I channel this, I can cancel it. But we're going straight over. You can see that there was a survivor nearby. So what I'm going to do is, I know there is someone that's been nearby. So we're basically going to have a look. We know that there was this generator down here too that someone was on. So we're going to pretty much go back over to it, see if the person jumps back on, which doesn't, which actually looks like they might have. No. So they got the gen downstairs done. So pretty much what we're going to do is just check these stairway. There's another entry over here. Perfect. So we just need to get a hook. The biggest thing with Freddie is we just need to get those hooks, as it puts a lot of pressure onto the survivors to try and get those unhooks. It's a very quick pallet drop. I'm very surprised that he's done that. We can probably cut him off here because this guy, just by his movement and what he's doing, it doesn't seem like he's too experienced. He'll probably drop that, knowing him. He'll probably drop this right away too. Not surprised. Probably going to vault that. Sweet. So the biggest thing is we just needed to get one down, because now what's going to happen is it's going to get some survivors to come over. We can easily teleport to a generator and use Pop Goes the Weasel. So we're going to set a snare here too. We're going to hit this gen here, because this is an easy gen for survivors to get, as it's in the corner. I saw him. So instead of teleporting there, we're just going to go back. And pretty much with Freddie is we're actually, when we injure survivors too, it's going to really help out a lot. Just to put overall pressure. And Freddie's just a very strong pressure character. So you can see we're currently getting destroyed with gens right now. Hands down. I have a feeling that they might be back at this gen, so we're going to teleport back over. And we heard him. Perfect. And that add-on too, guys, that I was talking about, where noise is 50% louder, that definitely came in clutch there, because I reckon I might not have possibly been able to hear Steve. And you see that I actually just teleported right over instead of camping the survivor, as that's just going to put even more pressure on, because now they got to get 2 people. And I should nearly have my teleport, which I do. I reckon they're going to rotate around the back here, as you can see. Basically, we know we're not going to catch up to him and we're going to be wasting a lot of time, so we're just going to teleport up. We know that someone's probably going to unhook Steve in a few seconds, so we're just going to rotate back over. Perfect timing. Freddie's all about timing. We know she's going to try and lead him away. I could technically camp, but I'm not going to. Just kind of have a look around, see if there's any survivors. We're kind of also just trying to get our ability come back. We're going to get him here. And we should actually hook him, but we're going to try and slug Steve here. Perfect timing. Bit of an outplay there on Steve, actually. So we should be able to get back up to get Michaela. So we'll just hook Steve here. Put a snare down. And Michaela's just sitting right there for me. So you see that I struggled at the start with gens and stuff, but I'm starting to get a few hooks now, so it's making the game much easier for me to kind of control. The best thing for the survivors is if they actually focus that last gen. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to basically check these gens, otherwise they're going to win the game. You can see that there is a survivor, but I'm going to use Pop Goes the Weasel before I chase. I reckon he went right, but that's fine. That's a bit unfortunate for Steve. It's actually very unlucky for Steve. Just poor timing, but it happens. It really does. That's why Freddie's really good. You catch survivors off guard with the teleports. So they've kind of 3-gen themselves, because you can see there's 3 gens, 2 gens here and the third one in the middle. So we should be able to possibly maintain and hold these gens. So it's going to be pretty hard for these survivors. But it doesn't mean it's impossible though. And the reason why I'm rotating through here is because I can actually hear that generator if they've started it. We can actually set a snare here, just so we know. We're going to keep that teleport as well, just in case. I have a feeling they're going to be playing very passive now, because they've got 3 gens all in the same proximity. It's going to make it much harder for them to get one. Doesn't mean it's impossible though. There is 3 of them alive. And we can actually still walk as we teleport too. We see Michaela. So we're going to chase Michaela. I do know for a fact though that there is most likely going to be another survivor and another gen, so we don't want to waste too much time. So I can tell she's already decent. Her biggest thing that she needs to do is waste time. So I should have broke the pallet there, but instead I'm going to rotate back. I reckon I can possibly slug this survivor here. That's close. I'm going to actually probably just down this survivor and then teleport away. Actually, I should hook. This will put a little more pressure. It's going to hook him right here. This gen's right here too in front of us, so we can see. I do have Pop Goes the Weasel with this unhook, or this hook, sorry. And we can see that survivor's on the gen. We know that it's going to be a survivor that's going to come back. Pretty much I'm going to teleport because I need to make sure that they don't get this last gen. We'll damage it just to make sure. Arcany might rotate this way. Perfect. Perfectly planned. So when you play Killer 2, if you play it more, you actually will realize how predictable your movement is as a survivor. So it might give you a little more of an edge when you go to play Survivor. We know he's going to go for the unhook, so we're also going to go for him. We're not going to go for him, we're going to go for this gen. As this is definitely going to be the gen that they're going to complete. So pretty much if we just focus on this hook here and this gen, we should be fine. So now we can probably proc Pop Goes the Weasel again in half a second. Going to keep this teleport ability. Just make sure we get him. We know he's probably jumped back on, so we're going to use Pop Goes the Weasel. I can hear her inside. I can scare her probably. So as much as I'm probably going to have to quickly check one of those gens, as a survivor is definitely on one. Probably this corner here is my biggest worry. So we're going to teleport over. And that was predictable. We're going to damage it right away instead of getting the secure kill. I should have probably went for the actual survivor there. That's fine. As long as we get one of them here, it's fine. Then we'll just probably slug off Michaela as well. There's no reason for us to go for him. She probably should have used that pellet. Try, we'll just go back. We'll secure the kill. Pretty close from him, to be honest. He nearly was away there. So they've got a boon. It's going to be in main, that building there. We're just going to teleport to the middle street and hope that's the direction she's running. And we are right. Hey, what's SWF, guys? I play Rocket League. Other than this game, I've been playing. I always play a lot of Rocket League. How about yourselves? Oh, Survivor with friends. I gotcha. Yeah, 100%, man. I do play a lot of Survivor. I've just decided to play a bit of Killer because I've been grinding a lot of Survivor in the last 3 weeks. I'm happy though to 100% guys, if you want to add me, I'm happy to 100% play these. Definitely another time. Probably tomorrow, to be honest. I reckon I'll probably be on tomorrow. I'll probably get off after this game, edit a few videos, to be honest, and upload them to YouTube. And then I'll probably go hang out with the girlfriend. I do have a girlfriend, yeah. Impossible. It's also true. He must be lying. Nah, actually, it's a fair joke.